Hey gamers, and welcome back to a brand new Roblox Jailbreak video. And in today's video, guys, we have got some very sad news. I have lost Hypershift. But on a more positive note, make sure to leave a like and subscribe before we get into today's video, because I'm giving away this torpedo at 15k subscribers. All you need to do is to join my Discord server and enter the giveaway right there. But of course, make sure you've subscribed, otherwise I will find you. But anyway, let's get on with today's story on how I lost the rarest and most expensive item inside Jailbreak. So it was a cold, wet Monday morning of last week, and I was just thinking to myself, I'm bored. I'm gonna go head over to here, the trading island inside Jailbreak, and I often just drive up and down the drag strip as fast as I possibly can, just for the fun of it. So upon entering the trading island, I instantly went over to the drag strip to spawn my own vehicles and just race up and down here pretty much as fast as I can, because why not? It's fun. So I spawned my torpedo, I fully customized it with Hypershift. Of course, I don't have it anymore, but I would then drive up and down here as fast as I possibly could, just because, well, it's fun, isn't it? It's good to go fast. And now, I must have done this process at least like 20 times or so, and eventually somebody must have noticed that I was in the game, because they looked at the top of the list and I'm there, and then like, oh my god, it is you, and I'm like, yeah. Anyway, basically a bunch of people then came over to the drag strip, and then they started just saying hi to me, which is all good. However, little did I know that there was going to be perhaps the richest player I've ever seen inside Jailbreak in terms of value inside the game. So anyway, I'm still racing up and down the drag strip on my own just for the fun of it, and then these people are sometimes following me, we sometimes do a little race, and then this guy, this one singular guy, he came up to me and he's like, Bob, I want your Hypershift. And in my head, a lot of people have said I want the Hypershift before, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine, that's fair enough if you can trade for it. And some people have tried to put trades in, and they've not been very good, so I've said no. But then a guy with multiple torpedoes, multiple beignets, multiple icebreakers, many Celsius, he comes up to me and he says, I want your Hypershift. And I'm like, okay, so I go to my settings, I allow my trade request, and this guy sends me a trade request. I then go to my colors, I sort by the most high demand, and then I add all my hyper level 5s, which would have been Hypershift, except Hyper Diamond, because apparently he already had it. So I get to keep my Hyper Diamond level 5, I suppose. Now, I wasn't actually recording in the moment that he did this, but I'll put a recording up on screen of what the trade looked like. So he, from what I can remember rightly, he added a bunch of Celsius, a torpedo, I think a beignet, a pixel, if I'm right. Yeah, here is what the trade looked like. He had added himself a torpedo, 2 Celsius, a beignet, arachnid, pixel, power 1, and banana car. And now my first thought was to come into a trading help thing and ask for help in this trade, because if I did this trade, this would have been the single biggest trade I'd ever done inside Jailbreak. Anyway, we talked around for a bit. I was checking value websites, I was checking dupe lists. Now, this Hypershift that I had was half dupe. The orange and the blue were clean, and the rest of them were dupe. If you don't know what dupes are, then they're basically just items that are lower value because they have been duped. And all of these items you can see here are dupe variants. Now, I double checked with this guy if the trade he was giving me was clean. So if all the items were at their full value, and they were. Every single one of these items right here were clean. So if XXGamerBoy17 wants his, his torpedo back here, just shoot me a message, alright? But anyway, I consulted with a bunch of experts on trading, and they said that I was getting a pretty W trade out of this. But then the guy said he didn't want to do the arachnid, so he quickly removed the arachnid, and then he asked if we could do crew capsule. Now, if you don't know, crew capsule is about $15 million value less, and I was like, nah, that isn't going to be a good trade for me. So I asked him to add an icebreaker instead, and he was pretty lenient with that. He said yeah, and he complied, and he added an icebreaker. Now, an icebreaker is worth less than the arachnid. As you can see here, arachnid is 25 mil, icebreaker is 18 mil. So I am losing a fair bit of value, but it's still a very decent trade. And also, it is well better than a crew capsule, because it kind of sucks. So then anyway, we went ahead and did this trade. I accepted it, he accepted it, and then the long pause between the trade goes through, and you know how terrifying that is. And with you giving away a Hypershift, it is extremely terrifying. But anyway, we both accepted, and the trade went through. Now, what I want to know is, how much value did I actually lose? Now, from an initial sort of look, as you can see, my trade was $165 million value, and this one was $146 million. So, of course, we're losing a fair chunk of dollar here. However, what if I told you that was actually wrong? As I had mentioned before, my Hypershift was half duped, so the blue and the orange weren't. You can see that with the unduped items, I was actually underpaying this entire thing by $8.25 million. In essence, I was making a fair chunk of money from this trade. And now, if you look at it one way, Hypershift is literally just a color. In my opinion, it's nothing very special. I've had it for the good part of, I would say, about 6 months now, and I've never once looked at Hypershift and gone, yeah, that's a good thing. However, I've always looked at vehicles and gone, damn, they're nice. I really like said vehicle. And besides, I'm going to drive a vehicle that I've never driven before, which is the banana car. Now, by no means is this vehicle good, but like, it's the first time I've driven this thing. I never grinded for it when it came out in the season, and I quite like it, I'll be honest. And cars' values and demands are much better than Hyperchrome values. So in essence, what I really did is I did lose my Hypershift. However, I became extremely rich. Bro, look at this 3 cell. What do I even need 3 Celsius for? Let's be honest. Why do you need more than one thing? It's stupid. So anyway, I of course got a torpedo and a bunch of Celsius for and a beignet. Now, from all of those vehicles, I would say perhaps the best one was of course the torpedo because of its insane value. However, a close contender would absolutely have to be the Power 1. I love this vehicle a lot. And everyone knows the sort of situation with Hyperchromes going on at the moment, the value dropping drastically. And with the jailbreak economy just recently starting to pick back up again, you know, it's getting very good vehicle values now. You know, the torpedo's going almost back up to 40 million value, whilst Hypers are still dropping. So I traded off these Hypers pretty cheap for what they used to be worth. However, they're now not worth anywhere near as much. Honestly, I think I'll go ahead and give away one of these Celsius as well at some point. So if you haven't already joined my Discord server, I'll be hosting the giveaway there, I guess. I'd be curious to know what you guys was, you know, what vehicle was your guys' favorite from this trade, because honestly, mine would have to be the Power 1. If there's any, like, insane jailbreak trading experts out there, do you think this was a good trade? I got better help from a couple of people, so thank you to whoever did help me with this trade, but I want to know from any value experts, was this a good trade? Did I lose a whole bunch of money, really, or was it pretty good? I'm, you know, personally quite happy with how this trade turned out. I've not really driven the Icebreaker a huge amount. I think I gave one away at 3k subs, and that was the only time I think I ever used this vehicle over here. Honestly, it's not too bad, the interior detail. I don't know how well this vehicle plays up in terms of performance, but I'm gonna give that a shot. Okay, yeah, the acceleration on this vehicle is actually pretty decent. It's got very good top speed as well. I think this is probably gonna reach out at 220. Okay, my absolute awful driving maybe does not assist in this, but actually, I quite like this vehicle. It's very nice. Yeah, look, I've literally only got 2 miles on this vehicle, bro. That's how little I have used this vehicle. Okay, V correction. I think this might top out about 210 miles an hour if you push it. But yeah, tell me which vehicle was your favorite from this trade, and if you were doing this trade yourself, what other vehicles would you have chosen? But anyway, that is the story of how I lost Hypershift and became rich in the process. Now, I know I don't normally make this sort of type of video. If you did enjoy this sort of video, then tell me in the comments, because I think it's pretty cool. Once again, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, because I'm giving away this torpedo at 15k subscribers, and we're like 300 subs away. So make sure you do it down below right now. Join my Discord server, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff, and gamers, I shall see you all in the next video. Goodbye, and have an amazing day.